Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN. Today, we're going to be continuing, or I guess going with, our top 25 stats series for the month of February of 2025. And we are going to be kicking things off with the top 25 dead kingdoms / best rebuild kingdoms. Now, why am I doing this before my typical lineup where we'll do kingdoms, alliances, players, free-to-play players, etc.? Well, there is a reason for that, and that's because migration is open at the moment for a lot of kingdoms between Season of Strife. For those that are in pre-war, you can see how many there are here and all of the ones that are in pre-strife. And given that migration most likely is going to be open for a while, I would argue at least until the update drops on the 20th, if not maybe sometime afterwards, because there is no cooldown or expiration timer. And on top of that, the latest or new KVK season has not started yet either as well. So it looks like for this season, we're going to end up having a elongated or a longer duration for the recruitment season. And that is something that most people are going to be able to look forward to. Yes, you can have that. And with that, we're going to be showing you off those numbers. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us on because it helps out a lot. Now, couple important disclaimers to get out of the way. Number one is that keep in mind any of the data pulled for this one is actually going to be on the 16th of February, so about a day ago. And then we have, for any of the numbers, keep in mind if they're in Home Kingdom, if they're in KVK, some of these can fluctuate. Any of the screenshots that we show you are usually taken after the data is pulled, and that's just used as a way to familiarize those kingdoms by having a visual aid. Number four is that if you do want to get access to the public version of the spreadsheet where all the data is ported over 24 hours after the video goes up, you can join the Discord. Link to that in the pinned comment description down below. Once you join that, you will then be able to go ahead, and I guess we'll have to do a quick little skadoo here. But once you do that, you go to reaction roles. You will select the one that says Call of Dragons. You will go down to where it says COD Data Stats, and it's going to be the top link here. You will basically just favorite this, star it, pin it, however you do, and that way you can access it whenever you would like. With that, I think we should be good now. I guess the very last thing I should say is that if you do want to get access to the, to the data, to the data bot, and you'd like information on that, where I'm basically getting this data brought and pulled from my boy Fuzzy, link to that in the pinned comment description down below, along with to our thumbnail Discord if you'd like some information on that. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive in. So we're going to start by just defining where everyone is here for Season of Strife, Pre-Strife, Season 2, and Season 1. And so you can see here, we got Kingdoms 1 through 398 in Season of Strife. We have 399 through 480 as Pre-Strife, and then Season 241 to 552. And then lastly, 553 is Season 1. Let me skadoosh. Thanks, sweetie. Okay, let's get to number 25. So we have Kingdom 368. They're in Season of Strife, 479 million power for their top 300 pulled. This is a screenshot of where they're at. And they have 51 total lords in the Kingdom No King. Number 24, we got Kingdom 403. This is pre-Strife phase, 476 million power. Top Alliance, they're PFA. They got 67 lords, and they do have a king there. Number 23, Kingdom 468. They are in pre-Strife. 467 million power for top 300. Is that right? 470. Okay, good. Whew. FMT3 is top alliance. There they got 80 lords. They do not have a king here. Then we got number 22, or number 22, yes, Kingdom 507. This is Season 2, 436 million power. This is where TFA is playing at. We have top number 1 power, 296 mil. We have 132 lords here. Yes, they do have a king. Number 21, Kingdom 531, Season 2. We got 435 million power. GLT is top alliance at 173 mil. We got 132 lords, and yes, for they do have a king. Number 20, Kingdom 527, Season 2, 430 million power. This is where Vimy plays, top alliance 225 mil. They have 123 lords, and yes, for a king or queen. Don't touch the sheet, please, sweetie. Thank you. Number 19, 477. Pre-Strife, 423 million power. Top alliance here is NXO, 219 million power. We have 85 lords here, no king or queen in this kingdom. Number 18, 441 for the kingdom. They're in pre-Strife, 423 million power. This is where Neba plays. Top Alliance 482. Now, the interesting part about here is maybe some people could be maybe migrating over here. I would have to take a little bit more of a deep look on this, but typically the number one alliance power should be lower than the top 300. And that's just because of the fact that usually the number one alliance would have less than the top 300 players, which really probably applies for every kingdom for that matter, because you just can't fit more. You can't fit up to 300 people or even 300 people in one alliance. So this could maybe be something, who knows, but we'd have to take a little more of a deeper look. So we have 482 mil for top power there for that alliance. 88 lords here. Yes, for they do have a king or queen. Number 17, Kingdom 402. They're in pre-strife, 422 million power. We have Kingdom for Alliance 402, 427 million for the number one power. We have 61 lords here. Yes, for they do have a king or queen. Number 15, Kingdom 340. They're in Season of Strife, 402 million power. Their top alliance here, 340F. Please leave that. Thank you, sweetie. 270 million power. We have 58 lords, and yes, they do have a king or queen. Number 15, we got Kingdom 467. They are in pre-strife, 397 million. Top alliance is, I don't know what that sign is, but we'll say M exclamation point D, 355 million power. They have 63 lords here, and no, do not have a king or queen. Number 14, Kingdom 362, Season of Strife, 383 million power. A top alliance is Sin, 318 million power. We have 60 lords here, and yes, to a king or queen. Number 13, Kingdom 427. We are in pre-strife, 377 million power. Top alliance here is FTS. Number one power, 345 million. We have 70 lords here, and yes, they do have a king or queen. Number 12, Kingdom 407, pre-strife, 348 million power. Alliance Goku, 186 million for them, 51 lords, and yes, they do have a king or queen. Number 11, Kingdom 438, pre-strife, 321 million power. Alliance is ROS hyphen. They have 185 million power. 63 lords, no for a king or queen. Number 10, Kingdom 491, Season 2, 308 million power. SKD, 137 million for that alliance. They have 80 lords, and yes, they do have a king or queen. Okay, we're into the top 10 at number 9, 408. Pre-strife, 306 million power. This is where SODB plays, 183 mil for that top alliance, 55 lords, and yes, they do have a king or queen. Number 8, Kingdom 418. Pre-strife, 305 million power. This is where PU Squiggly M plays, 206 million power for the alliance there, 74 lords, and yes, they do have a king or queen. Number 7, Kingdom 451. Pre-strife, 295 million power. This is where Mad plays, 299 million for top alliance, 96 lords, and yes, they do have a king or queen. Number 6, Kingdom 461 at pre-strife, 280 million power. Squiggly RPG, they have 95 million power for the top alliance, 79 lords, and yes, they do have a king or queen. Number 5, Kingdom 367, Season of Strife, 260 million power. TNY for the top alliance, 400 million. Now, maybe this could be one of those similar situations where maybe some people are coming in. 30 lords, and no, they do not have a king or queen. At number 4, Kingdom 401. We have pre-strife, 239 million power. We have GT Squiggly for the top alliance, 711 million power. Now, this probably is more along the lines here of something's happening. That would be my guess, just because of where the top alliance power is, based on the top 300 power. Because keep in mind, the data was pulled on the 16th, so it's been a little more than a day, maybe a day and a half as of now. So is it likely that people could be migrating to these kingdoms within this past 36 hours? Absolutely. 49 lords, yes, they do have a king or queen. Number 3, Kingdom 142, Season of Strife, 233 million power, Kingdom 142. We have 307 million power for the top alliance. 24 lords, no, they do not have a king or queen. This could be another situation like that, but maybe just starting. At number 2, Kingdom 406, they're in pre-strife, 195 million power. ATA, 173 million for the top alliance there, 47 lords, and yes, they do have a king or queen. And the number 1 kingdom that is arguably the most primed right now for migration and real estate land is Kingdom 167 in Season of Strife. They had 175 million power. Now they're at 218, so maybe someone's going there. We'll see. This is where S_L is, 33 lords, and no, they do not have a king or queen. So that rounds us out for the top 25. Dead kingdoms, or most inactive kingdoms, / best rebuild kingdoms, probably as it more pertains to Season of Strife and then pre-Strife. However, I'd love for you to know, I'd love for you guys to let me know. Anything interesting or different from this one compared to the last? Do you find that these lists are somewhat helpful in identifying kingdoms that are great for not only having prime real estate, but either for being good rebuild kingdoms or for kingdoms that maybe individual players would want to go to? Aside from that, if you enjoy and you feel that there is, again, any interest, or I should say storylines for any of these, especially if you are a player that is playing in here, I would love to know what your experience is. If you're on any of these kingdoms here from the top 25, let me know maybe what was the history behind it? How did the kingdom get to this point? And why are you still playing here? Are you waiting to get migration permits to move, or are you just okay playing? And if so, what attracts you? What keeps you going to play in these kingdoms that don't have a lot of activity? Would love to know. Let me know in the comments down below. That's going to be it for me. As always, until next time, what's your name?
Mia.
We'll catch you next time.